1 Kings 4. Solomon's officials and governors. So King Solomon ruled over the whole nation of Israel. Here are the names of his chief officials. Azariah was the priest. He was the son of Zadok. Eliahoreth and Ahijah were secretaries. They were the sons of Shisha. Jehoshaphat kept the records. He was the son of Ahilud. Benaiah was the commander-in-chief. He was the son of Jehoiada. Zadok and Abiathar were priests. Azariah was in charge of the local officials. He was the son of Nathan. Zabud was a priest. He was the king's personal advisor. He was the son of Nathan. Ahishar was in charge of the palace. Adoniram was in charge of those who were forced to work for the king. He was the son of Abda. Solomon also had 12 local governors over the whole land of Israel. They provided supplies for the king and the royal family. Each governor had to provide supplies for 1 month out of each year. Here are the names and areas. Ben-Hur's area was the hill country of Ephraim. Ben-Decker's area was Makaz, Shalbim, Beth-Shemesh, and Elon Bethlehem. Ben-Hesed's area was Aruboth, Sakab, and the whole land of Hepher were included in this area. Ben-Abinadab's area was Naphoth Dor. He got married to Solomon's daughter, Taphath. Bana's area was Tanakh, Megiddo, and the whole territory of Bethshan. Bethshan was next to Zarathan below Jezreel. Bana's area reached from Bethshan all the way to Abel Meholah. It also went across to Jokmeam. Bana was a son of Ahilud. Ben-Geber's area was Ramoth Gilead. The settlements of Jair, the son of Manasseh, were included in this area in Gilead. The area of Argob in Bashan was also included. That area had 60 large cities that had high walls around them. The city gates were made secure with heavy bronze bars. Ahinadab's area was Mahanaim. He was the son of Edo. Ahimaaz's area was Naphtali. He had gotten married to Basmeth. She was Solomon's daughter. Bana's area was Asher and Aloth. He was the son of Hushai. Jehoshaphat's area was Issachar. He was the son of Peruah. Shemaiah's area was Benjamin. He was the son of Elah. Geber's area was Gilead. He was the only governor over the area. He was the son of Uri. Gilead had been the country of Sihon and Og. Sihon had been king of the Amorites. Og had been the king of Bashan. Solomon's daily supplies. There were many people in Judah and Israel. In fact, there were as many as the grains of sand on the seashore. They ate, drank, and were happy. Solomon ruled over all of the kingdoms of the Euphrates River to the land of the Philistines. He ruled as far as the border of Egypt. All of those countries brought the gifts he required them to bring him, and Solomon ruled over those countries for his whole life. Here are the supplies Solomon required every day. 185 bushels of fine flour, 375 bushels of meal, 10 head of cattle that had been fed by hand, 20 head of cattle that had been fed on grasslands, 100 sheep and goats, deer, antelopes, and roebucks, the finest birds. Solomon ruled over all of the kingdoms that were the west of the Euphrates River. He ruled from Tiphash all the way to Gaza, and he had peace and rest on every side. While Solomon was king, Judah and Israel lived in safety. They were secure from Dan all the way to Beersheba. Each man had his own vine and fig tree. Solomon had 4,000 spaces where he kept his chariot horses. He had a total of 12,000 horses. The local officials provided supplies for King Solomon. They provided them for all who ate at the king's table. Each official provided supplies for 1 month every year. The officials made sure the king had everything he needed. They also brought barley and straw for the chariot horses and the other horses. Each of them brought the mounts that were required for them. They brought them to the proper places. God makes Solomon very wise. God made Solomon very wise. His understanding couldn't even be measured. It was like the sand of the seashore. People can't measure that either. Solomon's wisdom was greater than that of the wisdom of all the people of the East. It was greater than all of the wisdom of Egypt. Solomon was wiser than any other man. He was wiser than Ethan, the Ezraphite. He was wiser than Heman, Calcol, and Darda. They were the sons of Mahol. Solomon became famous in all of the nations that were around him. He spoke 3,000 proverbs. He wrote 1,005 songs. He explained all about the plants. He knew everything about them, from the cedar trees in Lebanon to the hyssop plants that grow out of the walls. He taught about animals and birds. He also taught about reptiles and fish. The kings of all the world's nations heard about how wise Solomon was, so they sent their people to listen to him.